The sun rose gently over the kingdom of Zuwara, painting the sky in soft hues of orange and gold. Birds chirped in harmony, and the scent of fresh mangoes and spices filled the morning air. Deep in the heart of the bustling capital, a girl named Amara stood behind her mother's stall at the marketplace, arranging handmade soaps and woven bracelets. Amara wasn't royalty. She was the daughter of a seamstress and a fisherman, born and raised in the village of Kalo. She spent her days helping her mother sell goods and tutoring children in the evenings. Life was simple, and she was content, until he walked in. Not just any man, Prince Malik of Zuwara. He arrived without fanfare, dressed in plain clothes, his face half covered with a shawl to blend in with the people. He came to observe the city, to understand the kingdom his father would one day ask him to rule. That was the first time he saw her, her skin kissed by the sun, her laughter contagious, her eyes like warm honey. She handed him a carved bracelet and smiled. "For you," she said. "You look like someone who forgets to smile." He chuckled. "Maybe I just needed the right reason." He bought the bracelet even though he could have bought the whole market. And every day after that, he came back. Not as a prince, but as Malik. Amar had no idea who he really was. She only knew he was kind, curious, and had a strange way of asking questions about the palace and politics. They'd meet under the old baobab tree near the river, where they shared dreams, stories, and slow, stolen glances. One day he brought her a small book of poetry. "You like poems?" she asked, surprised. "I like the way they say so much with so little," he replied. She flipped through it and read aloud. "If I were a leaf, I'd fall into your hands and never hit the ground." When she looked up, he was already staring at her, not with admiration, but with something deeper. Love. But secrets have a way of rising. One afternoon, Amara was invited to the palace to deliver fabrics to the Queen Mother. As she stood in the grand hall, wide-eyed and barefoot, her heart nearly stopped when Prince Malik walked in, wearing his royal robe. Their eyes met. She dropped the fabric. "You lied," she whispered. "I never lied," he said gently. "I just didn't tell you everything." Amara turned and ran. How could she have been so foolish? A prince could never be with someone like her, the daughter of a market woman. For days she didn't come to the market. Malik sent messengers, gifts, even wrote letters. But she refused to see him. Then the Queen Mother summoned her. "You have captured my son's heart," the Queen said, "and that makes you dangerous." Amara bowed, trembling. "I never meant—" "I believe you," the Queen said, softening. "But love between a prince and a commoner is not written in our laws. If you continue this path, it will bring you both suffering." Amara understood, and so she made a choice. She left Zuwara. A year passed. Malik searched every corner of the kingdom, but found no trace of her. Then one rainy evening, during a peace ceremony in a distant village, a familiar laugh caught his ears. He followed the sound into a humble schoolhouse. There she was, Amara, teaching a group of barefoot children, her hair tied in a scarf, her dress soaked with rain, her smile the same. Their eyes locked. Neither spoke. He walked in, silent, drenched. She looked at him and said softly, "You still forget to smile." That night, Malik didn't return to the palace. He stayed in the village with her, ate with her, walked through the wet grass under the moonlight. He asked her to marry him, right then and there, under the baobab tree. "But what about your kingdom?" she asked, tears in her eyes. "I can't lead them if I don't follow my own heart." When he returned home, he stood before the court, before his father. Amara married Malik in a ceremony unlike any Zuwar had ever seen. She wore a gown sewn by her mother, and Malik wore the bracelet she gave him that very first day. Together they ruled, not with power or pride, but with compassion. And every evening, no matter how busy the day, they returned to the baobab tree and read poetry beneath the stars. Because in the end, love was not just a fairy tale, it was a choice, and they chose each other.